real quick.
They freaking clickbaited me with some true true.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Men shouldn't be falsely accused of blah blah blah, and I'm like, of course,
do that.
And I click on it, and I'm like, bro, he goes everywhere else from there, and then that shit just pops up on my feed like I'm playing Minesweeper. And I had to actually physically and purposefully go and click on a whole bunch of nerd shit in order to fix my feed.
What's up, everybody? How you been? Welcome back to Slightly Less Than Perfect. So before we get into it today, I want to do a little mini announcement today. So when we started the show, we told you guys that we really didn't know what we wanted to do or what we were trying to do, and we're kind of just starting a podcast to kind of figure out what we wanted to do, and it was just the boys hanging out, getting to know you guys getting to know us. But we made the decision to go into a more nerd-specific route. So we'll be doing more comic book stuff, more video games, anime, like anything that involves a circle that we enjoy. So let us know if you guys got anything specifics like that you want us to cover, you want us to talk about, a game you want us to talk about, or maybe you played it, or maybe we haven't played it, or, just let us know how you feel about it. But with that note, I'm going to bring it in. Today we have a very, very special episode because we have a very special guest. Our first guest actually. A longtime friend of the Slightly Less Than Perfect guys. She grew up with us. Been through a lot of shit with us, good and bad. Games good and bad. This person's been a good personal friend of all of us. Helped us all out in a good and bad situation. So, with that, we got the Grizzle Gabby coming in making her entrance.
Grizzle. Damn. Look, I got a little clap.
And then, as usual, we got the blameless Breezy and the rechargeable Rain, so we're going to get right into the out of pocket.
I ain't do shit.
And so, as per usual, I got the super gaslighty one today.
Oh, I'm ready for it.
My favorite. Yeah, you should be, Gab, because this is gaslighting directly towards you.
Wow, okay, here we go.
Gaslighting Gabby.
Well, it's not towards you, it's just towards,
No, it's towards you.
It's towards me, got it. Alright, I'm ready.
It's towards female nerd culture. Okay. And the worst, we're going to ask you about this experience afterward, because I know you had one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Am I out of pocket for trying to test a girl's nerd? 20-year-old male. I don't think I did anything wrong, but my friends say that I'm an asshole. So I have a group of friends, and we're nerds. We met this girl, I'll call her L, 2 years ago. The other guys all like her. They think that she's great, and she knows everything that we're into. But I had a feeling she's not really one of us. I put up with it for 2 years, but I couldn't shake this feeling. So the last time we were together before quarantine, I decided to test her nerd. She seemed surprised, but could answer all of my questions until I got to Star Trek. I was feeling pretty confident until she asked me to clarify. Apparently I misspoke and accidentally asked a trick question. My friends all joked at me, accusing me of being an asshole, and she didn't need to pass some type of test to hang out with us or be with them. I needed to get over it. Another friend pointed out that I wasn't the guardian of the group, and I got mad that no one was on my side. Quarantine happened shortly after, and I recently found out that everyone's been chatting with her. I told her that I didn't appreciate her stealing my friends, and she never replied. But one of my friends bitched at me for a while that I got mad for because they started listening to her over me. None of my other friends have mentioned me since. My brother said I was trying to be the king of the nerds and gatekeeping and should apologize. I didn't think I should have to apologize or should be apologizing or for them not hearing me out. So tell me, am I actually an asshole? So before we talk about it, I'm going to give you his reply. This is after he posted it, and his reply. I knew I shouldn't have posted it on here. You guys don't get it. I am not going to apologize for being suspicious of her intentions and being angry at my so-called friends bailing on me for some chick they've only known for 2 years. Wow. I was not gatekeeping. I was just trying to make sure she wasn't trying to be trendy. Screw this. I won't be back.
Oh, wow. Man.
Senor double
So
down.
when we decided that the other day when we were doing the episode, I was just like, I wanted to find something that was specifically tailored so we can start the pod off.
I thought that it was going to be a little bit less than that. I thought it was going to be like Final Fantasy VIII sucks. She likes it. So therefore, fuck her.
Yes.
But this is, man, that is.
I'm gonna start with, he's 20, right? 20, yeah. Very young. So they've people he's probably been knowing since he was like 15, maybe.
Probably, yeah.
Somewhere around that age. So I could see he's probably just real pig-headed, stubborn, and stuff like that. But at the same time, you are an asshole. So let's keep it there.
And a dweeb.
And you're a loser.
Let's not forget, you actually lost to a girl, bro. Like,
yes,
you did what you set out to prove. You lost.
Like, is he really 20 years old or like 20 months?
Exactly, bro. A kid. Like, it's really childish. What's
crazy though is that like his personality was so different than the rest of his friends. Like they've been friends for so long. Obviously, they're just like, yeah, she's part of the group. Whatever. I mean, everyone has their fandoms they like more than others. They know more about them than others, and it's like whatever. Let her be a part of the group. Bro was really gatekeeping everything. He said multiple fandoms. Like when he was talking about like I started quizzing her, I thought he was gonna be on like one fandom. Like you really just openly quiz somebody about random fandoms. Like yeah. I will fail that test.
And she got him right.
Yeah.
And then he got that like,
that's the kicker. I was like, you lost to, you set out to prove to this girl one shit, and you end up losing to her.
And you couldn't admit the fact that you lost to her, so you just were just like, okay, I'm just going to keep Star Trek.
Like, kept collecting losses.
Yes.
Man, it's like, bro, you lost when someone with a different gender came on. You lost when you tried to quiz her. You lost when you misspoke. You lost when everyone called you an asshole. And then you lost in that reply, too. And he lost all your friends. He lost all his friends. that reply, though, that one.
And you lost all your friends. And when you told her, hey, what did he say? He's like,
some chick that they just met
2 years ago.
And
it's been 2 years, too.
He texted her and said, I don't appreciate you stealing all my friends.
And she aired him. Damn.
She ignored him.
Just ignored him. She just like, nah, bruh. You good.
You out. I mean, it's over.
And so for a fragile 20-year-old male ego, a woman like not replying to his text, that was the blow.
Oh,
that was the blow that shot him to his core.
Yeah.
To his...
Because she didn't even acknowledge you. She didn't even care what you had to say.
Yeah.
That had to hurt.
I mean, she already got all your friends, so what she want with you, though, man?
Yeah, she got your friends. She know more about the fandom than you.
Yeah, she toasted your ass in Star Trek.
That's what it was, just from the beginning. Insecurity. He just knew she had a better personality than him. She was going to come in and then he was going to be on the outs with everybody. That's what he thought, anyway.
That's what he thought. But it's like, bro, we just shut up. You'd have been fine. He probably got another great friend out because she sounds dope.
Yeah.
He would have still been the lame one, but in this case, he's even more lame because she's so cool.
And no friends.
And it's like you can literally tell this story to no one, and no one's going to believe you because we just proved that.
And
man, we didn't even get to see what the other people had to say.
Like, geez, you know they wrote.
We've been on the internet long enough.
Yeah, exactly.
You can imagine.
I gotta read those replies afterwards. Those look like they're gonna be great.
We should do a highlight reel of the best comments out of that.
Yeah, no, that would be funny.
Yeah, send me that link. I'm gonna definitely put it in the.
All right, I got it because that was a good one. So like, we're out unanimous, right?
Oh yeah,
no question. Yeah, no, like he was.
My only caveat is he's super young, so
he does have some time to grow out of it.
He got some time, late bloomer maybe. So
I got a question for y'all. Like, imagine if someone like that was like your son, and you had to set him straight. Like what would you say to them to get them to know that what you did was all sorts of wrong in all sorts of ways? Like, how would you try to set that person straight? Because I like to tell them, what would I tell them? Like, you are...
Well, first of all, if this is my kid, and like I found out this story, I would be hurt for the fact that like I feel like I fucked something up. Because it's like... Because I feel like a lot of that behavior, like that type of behavior is like learned behavior from like he would have to seen men interact with women like that on like a daily or like a normal-ish basis for anything like that. So like if my son acted like that towards a girl, that must have been like that. I would feel like that's what I was projecting towards like my wife or whoever, whether females, because it's like
can't be there all the time. They at school, they got
true. But I'm just saying, like instinctually, like the first thought, like being a dad, like the first thought, that's where my mind would immediately go. And then like after that, I would backtrack and try to like figure out like what's going on. But like I don't know though.
Yeah. For me, I think that I would be more like, it's a lot to go into that. Like you said, it's just like, okay, we got the, I lost my train of thought that fast.
No, you're right. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, because if my son was acting like that, it's like, okay, I know he's young, right?
Right.
So it's like, is he an only child too? Like,
it's a lot of questions.
There's a lot of questions.
Is something that comes to mind to me because it's like when you're an only child like that, you tend to have a problem or have a hard time trying to sharing, you know, or just even trying to just be like openly apologize, because you learn that from like with your siblings early on, you know, you have to be like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, I'm sorry, you know, even when you do something mean and wrong and stuff like that. So
yeah, apparently he probably never had female friends too.
Yeah, that's
most
true.
likely,
or interactions with females,
exactly.
very minimal interactions with females. So he didn't know how to take that
exactly,
like those dudes on 2K.
The worst part is I've seen some like recent social media gaming superstar type people who have like that exact same mindset, but they're charismatic, so they can.
They sell it better.
They can
sell it better.
Yeah, they can kind of explain it as like a manosphere way instead of that. And it's the same thing though.
The manosphere. Yeah,
they dress it up, but it's the same shit.
Manosphere.
Yeah, the manosphere. That's a deep dark hole. You ever fell down the manosphere?
Actually, I messed up my Instagram feed.
I messed up my Instagram feed. I messed up my YouTube feed, and it was. God, it got dark. It got dark
real quick.
Dang.
Because it was like one of the Manosphere guys, and they made it was like one video that like had like a snippet of one thing he said that I agree with. And I was like, yeah, that's like this here. I agree with this. And then I got all of it. Real quick.
They freaking clickbaited me with some true, true.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Men shouldn't be falsely accused of blah blah blah, and I'm like, of course,
let's do that.
And I click on it, and I'm like, bro, he goes everywhere else from there, and then that shit just pops up on my feed like I'm playing Minesweeper. And I had to actually physically and purposefully go and click on a whole bunch of nerd shit in order to fix my feed.
Because we've all been there. Looked at the wrong thing too long, and it's just wow, man.
No.
That's funny.
So I tried to troll Chris. I did troll Chris a couple months ago, right? I ended up backfiring and trolling myself. So this, I don't know the internet appropriate term to say this, but a height challenge person. I don't know. How do I say that? A dwarf? Is dwarf the
little person?
Little person?
I'm being facetious.
I don't know. But either way, she was a model. She's an Instagram model, and I found one. She was pretty, and I sent it to Chris. But then I thought it'd be funny that it sends you the comparable one. So I sent him 10 in a row. And then one day he comes to work and he's like, Mark, he's like, look at my fucking feed. What it is, it's literally all little people models.
Yeah. Damn.
But in turn, since I sent them all that, a week later, he got onto mine.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a thing we do now. We try to mess with each other's feed. Just send you text spam each other.
That's just y'all don't want to teach me this. Y'all did not want to teach me. Y'all did not want to teach me this. I got some y'all in.
Oh no. All right. Yeah.
Oh man.
I fell into the Manosphere rabbit hole, and I was kind of concerned for myself for a moment until my nephews asked me about something, and I didn't repeat the shit they said. And he actually, because he watches a lot of that stuff himself, and I was able to because I watch a lot of that stuff, I was able to
give the real answer. Or
yeah. Because half of it is pretty good. Because there's not a lot of male advocacy, but the other half is fuck women. I don't know. Get them out of here. Yeah. So. Yeah,
it's like anything. Like you got the manosphere guys and the super feminists. It's like once you get those people like more towards the middle. It's like these people are these are my peoples. These people on the outside, nah. We're not going to do
the far left and the far right, son. Like literally, that's those extremes right there.
It's just crazy.
I'm glad because I grew up pretty feminist growing up, and then watching the manosphere stuff. It did help balance, but when you're able to like see like what's stupid and what's not in it.
And that's the problem too, and I think that's the beef that people have. Most people have with the manosphere is that like it's encapsulation. So many young men, like that 16 to 25,
they don't have the tools to
differentiate
to
or like
choose what they need.
Learn how to research or like. But the thing that one of them said that like I think is the most important piece of information is like. Understand who's giving you the information. Like in general, like as a base topic, like no matter what topic is knowing who's giving you the information. Because like if I'm talking to basketball and I'm talking to LeBron, that's cool. But I'm talking about golf. I'm not talking. Why am I talking to LeBron about golf?
Yeah, you're talking to Michael Jordan about golf.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, or Steph Curry apparently he's a better golfer than basketball.
But what the things both of you guys just said, I was just thinking about JJK. Junpei.
You
watched
that,
right?
Is like,
yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Junpei straight up got manosphere there.
He did. He did get Maito gaslit the shit out of him.
Man, got him while he was the most vulnerable, filled his head with a whole bunch of toxic shit, and just like let him loose. And like, wow, that is you see that same thing happening. It's tragic.
It really is sad. But then, because they kind of shit on the young guys too to make them feel like they should be making 100K plus when you're 20 years old.
That's like old school army tactics though. Like build them, they break you down and build you back up. That's just the same thing that manosphere does. Like, you ain't shit. Women don't like you because you don't have a six pack. You're not making $100,000 a year. You don't have a Ferrari, but you can get one if you come to my
course.
My course. You come see me, bro. You see me, bro, out for $500 a month every time I come to your city. Watch me disrespect women live for you. Be like me.
What pisses me off, me and my husband always talk about too, is like it's always these guys talking about relationships this, relationships that. A woman should do this, a man should do that, and none of them are married.
Not a single damn one.
Not
or
married,
even in a long-term relationship.
Not even in a long-term relationship. So you have you're telling people how they should act in their relationship when you have none. Like, what do you mean? How are you going to tell me and set the standards for what I should do in my relationship or my husband should do in his relationship? And that's just how it should go.
No track record.
No track record. You're not giving. You're not showing me your 25-year marriage.
Yeah. Do as I say, not as I do.
Period.
Yeah.
$500.
Well, that's like Steve Harvey has 3 books on being married. He has like 2 books on being married. I'm like, bro, you got like 4 divorces, dude. Why don't I talk to you about being married?
How you learn about divorces, Steve Harvey?
That's what I'm saying. Dude.
I mean, but you could say this though, as a like, oh well, I mean, he's been through the divorces, so now he knows how to.
Nah, I ain't giving him that. I ain't giving him that.
I mean, if you divorce one time and got remarried and then that's it, I give you that. But when you do that shit like 4 or 5 times, when your divorce, when your ex-wife can make a full Pokemon team, nah, bro.
Wow.
I'm not about to believe what you talking about.
Balance one too.
Balance. But what another fun fact funny about Steve Harvey, one of his teachers said that he would never be on TV, so he buys her a TV and sends it to her every Christmas. And that's the stuff I would do if I had money.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
I'd be selling Thanks.
It's a football player too.
Oh, I feel so bad. I'm shitting on you.
All my TVs.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Oh no, you buy a cheap ass TV though.
Oh,
buy the same TV that they.
No, I'll buy the new. I'll buy a new version. I'll buy the same TV, but I'll buy the newer version of that TV. Like, no, I'm letting you know I'm doing better because you getting better TVs, so you're gonna always know that I'm doing better.
I buy the exact same TV.
I mean, it's a different level of petty. I like that.
It's like, here you go.
I like
same
that.
TV.
It's harassment, right? At that point.
Yeah.
Eventually, it would actually become free.
Like, how do you have my address?
Been since the 70s, Miss Krabappel.
Probably. She
probably. Yeah. Oh my god, that lady probably like 80. Oh, yes, she is. Another TV. Oh, baby, thank you.
I'll be dead. That's hilarious.
Steve Harvey's a psychopath. Now that I heard that. He's a straight up psychopath.
You seen them suits? Nobody, who wears that many buttons on the suit?
Man, he's funny. Remember the villain? Who posted him as a villain?
Oh, and all them suits?
Oh,
Bro. Do you follow Spice Adams?
Yeah,
I do.
I love Spice. So Spice Adams is a retired football player, but he's just naturally just funny as hell. Just big dude, hilarious. Mm-hmm. So what he does is a lot of like when a lot of superstars would do stuff, he does like I got 24-hour challenge. So he'll recreate with like Usher, let's say Usher do a dance, but he'll recreate it his way. Mm-hmm. And he does like so many videos of him doing stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He did the Steve Harvey challenge, was just him wearing a bunch of different suits walking down the hallway.
Does he do it with his same unk energy?
Yes.
Like he got some big Usher.
He has big unk energy the whole time. Right. My favorite one that he does was it's what old heads say, but then when I won't answer your questions. Mm-hmm. And he was like, he's like, hey Unc, where you going? He's like, I'm going to heaven if I live right. He just walked out the door. And then he shows his nephew or whatever looking at him like,
was he eating pumpkin seeds when you were doing it?
Yeah. He did. No, I love his big ugg energy. Him and Shannon Sharp are probably like my favorite uncles. Just in general.
Oh my god, when he was cutting up at that
the LA game.
Oh my god, I was literally crying from those memes of him with that sweater on.
Yeah, that tight sweater. You can see every muscle, every vein.
Dude, how vascular do you need to be with like a sweater?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Your veins can pop through. Like, you can see it through a sweater. Yeah. He's like, what, 60, 55?
50 something. Yeah, he's very fit. Yes, absolutely.
Jacked. He was a menace when he was a player, though.
Yeah.
You ever watch his highlights?
I haven't.
Menace.
Was he?
Menace.
Football player?
Yeah, he's a menace. And he talks shit, too.
Oh yes.
I mean, he professional.
I mean, he does it now.
He was like an 80s talking. He was talking shit in the 80s playing football.
Oh yeah.
So nothing was
off limits.
Nothing was off limits.
No, they.
This 2023 stuff. Nah, man. You was calling people all types of whatever.
And editing for Homer and Eddie. Whoa, brah. You know what type of name Homer is? I'm not gonna finish that
one. I don't know. The Odyssey. I don't know, or something.
I was gonna put it into the. the podcast. But I didn't. I decided not to put that punchline. Whoopi Goldberg said some out of pocket stuff.
Oh,
that wouldn't fly in 2023. Yeah. I mean, the character.
Not Whoopi Goldberg. The character.
Eddie said some out of pocket.
I mean, Whoopi Goldberg herself has said some out of pocket.
True.
Oh yeah, especially she's been on that. What is that show?
The View?
The old lady show? I'm sorry. No, the old
Is it The View?
You was almost like the old bitty show.
The old bitty show. The View. Yeah. Is it The View?
That's something like the manosphere. Like they have like a couple good topics. They bring some good things, and then they just go west.
Yes, you're just like, man.
When Sharon Osbourne was on there, when they was talking about that dude who got his dick chopped off, she was like, "Yeah, I saw a wizard in the thing." Wizard in the disposal, because she threw it in the disposal. Remember Lorena Bobbitt?
Oh,
chopped it off and threw it in the disposal. Yeah.
Oh my god! You know he did porn for years after that.
After?
Yeah, then you get it. Reattached or something like that.
He did get it reattached.
It did porn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cyborg.
Yeah, that's like called.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the niche. It's definitely was it USP? Unique. So, yeah, it's definitely USP for sure.
That sound more like a USB. Call that
drill mode.
Call that schlanging.
Yeah.
That's
Schlanging schlong. If that wasn't the name of the video, I'm offended.
Schlanging
schlong.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's so funny. One of my other old sayings that I learned recently was, I want to see a man about a horse.
What the fuck?
You never heard that one?
I have heard
I'm going to see a man about a horse.
What does that mean?
My mom used to say that.
Yeah, like, I used to be like, are you really going to go see a horse? I used to really think that when I was
Yeah.
You mean you're about to go pick up something, right? That's why I was inferred it.
I think it's about just like how you said to hell if you know. Like the same, like it's similar to that basically. Or a woman going to see a man.
She about to go
She's going to see a man about a horse.
Get it.
My mom didn't ever say that. No, that was actually me who said it. Nice. I'd go fuck a man after.
Wow, she is going to.
That was me. That was me. We'll just edit that part out.
Hey, Harley. Hi, Harley. What you doing back here, girl?
Are you sure it's not just about drugs? Because I'd also go do drugs when I said that. So.
Oh man.
Y'all got me dying laughing today.
Okay.
Took a turn.
So,
that's for episode 12, Ma.
Yeah.
Yikes. At least Breezy won't get murdered this time.
Oh my God. I'm not done nothing. I am not in on this. All right.
I usually would try to pass the buck into Breezy whenever something like this happens. So,
what is what it is.
Well,
I can pivot us into today's actual
please
topic,
do.
though.
Yeah, I mean, we've been
cool segue. Breezy put insert segue here.
Oh, insert segue
here.
No, I mean like we edited. Just insert the segue here.
Like a horse.
Like a horse. Put a horse right here.
Sorry,
put a horse emoji on
brain.
No one said hung, Breezy. They said
it was implied though.
Yeah. Hung like a horse. Y'all are terrible.
Friends with degenerates. all of them. But our real topic today is a tale as old as time. A fight that's been going on since 1997? 8? 1998. Started in 1997, but it peaked in 1998. And it's probably, I don't think it's ever had a real resolution. But we're going to see if we can find one today.
I think I'm supposed to take it from there. So, Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII.
Cloud versus Leon. The Gunblade versus the Buster Sword.
7, 8, 9.
It's Squall.
This is actually a question for you.
Squall. Excuse me, Squall. His nickname. His preferred name.
Yes.
2023. I gotta make sure I use people's preferred name.
Yes.
So, Squall. In this age of remake after remake after remake, question comes to mind. Why did Final Fantasy VII get a remake and Final Fantasy VIII did not?
Okay, before we get into this, we should use some pretext before the gloves come off.
Gloves come off.
So going into this is Ryan will be on the side of Final Fantasy VII and Gabby will be on the side of Final Fantasy VIII. They both played their respective games and are huge fans of both in extended media. I played 7 and 8. Breezy's kind of just on the back burner.
Final Fantasy shit. The pretty man. Ain't nothing wrong with the pretty man.
They're beautiful.
They are beautiful.
So yeah, okay. So firstly, why Final Fantasy VII? Right? What got you to play Final Fantasy VII originally?
An accident. So originally, my brother just suddenly came home one day with a game that he had gotten from one of his school friends. He said that this game was just some bullshit. You couldn't really do anything in it, and he just gave it to my brother just because. And the game was Final Fantasy VII. So I take the game, pop it open, put it in, and I start playing it, and I see a man with a big sword fighting two men with a gun. Two men with guns. And I'm thinking, why can't I move the man with the sword? Like, what sort of action game is this? This is garbage. You can't do shit with this. Like, what is this? Wait, I'm supposed to just tell him to attack? And I don't get to actually do it myself? This is... Why would anyone play this? So I had him attack, and then he cut the man in half. And I was like, oh, what else can you do with this? And, the rest was history.
All right, yeah, what you got?
For me, with 8, well, I could start back my love of RPG real fast. My first ever RPG I played was Mario RPG, and Mark knows this.
Yeah, you are super. That's why I sent you the trailer. When the trailer dropped, I sent it to you immediately.
That's cool.
A million times. So, that what got me into RPG. So then it went from there. Then I played Legend of Dragoon. Then we was like, okay, what is this game? Final Fantasy. I'm like, oh, Final Fantasy 8. We skipped straight over 7, went to 8. And it's just like, that's been my love for it ever since. Just like, I played the shit out of it.
It's a good pedigree.
Played a lot of
That is it.
Damn. I got questions here. Though. I got questions. It seems like your choice in games started off at the best.
Yeah.
And then slowly got worse and worse. How do you go from Super Mario RPG, which is beloved, to Legend of Dragoon, which was like the disruptor? That was like the comeback kid coming in to challenge Final Fantasy. Yeah. And then you go to the black sheep of the Final Fantasy family.
Hey man, as a huge fanboy of Final Fantasy IX.
Okay, you know, the gray sheep.
Because I recently beat 9. And
you did now?
Cool. Yeah,
you did not tell me. Oh, we did. We talked about this, didn't we?
Yeah, I talked about it. Yeah. I beat 9. I was on this whole beating a bunch of Final Fantasies. I started 10. Let's be honest, I can't get into 10 that much, so I've kind of put it on the back burner for a while.
Okay.
That's beat 12. I love 12. I know everybody hates.
I love 12 too.
I love 12.
That's the only one I played.
Y'all just stay on that couch.
I love 13. I beat 13.
Y'all stay on that couch on that side.
So how many Final Fantasies have you played?
I played 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't do 5. I played a little bit of 5.
You broke 5.
I immediately broke 5, and I was like, "This is just tactics minus." I didn't play 6, which is like a big
Kefka, right?
Yeah,
I didn't play 6 either. That's like the only one I didn't play either.
Apparently, that's a big one to miss. I played 7, 8. I've never played 9, 10, 2. Didn't play 11. I played 70 hours of 12. I played so much 12. I went through huge, massive dungeon just to get through it and find another bigger dungeon right after that. Right? It got to this. Okay, so I had played 70 hours. This is pretty funny, right? I played 70 hours going through dungeon to bigger dungeon to bigger dungeon. And then I go to this next dungeon and I see this huge, like, Tower of Heaven. It had some horrifying name like that. And it does a pan shot starting at the top of the tower and then slowly going down, showing you how massive and freaking girthy it is. And I'm just sitting there. I'm exhausted from all the previous dungeons I had just did. And I was like, I'll do this later. And later never came.
Never came. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
About 13.
I didn't beat 13, but I got to Grand Pulse.
Okay.
So, like, I got through the tutorial of 13 after, like, 30 hours. I was like,
I couldn't beat Jesus. I couldn't beat the patriarch, the one guy.
Cool name, but I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember because, like, his second phase, I couldn't do enough DPS to beat him before the time limit ran out. And that's where I stopped at. So I never, after 13, I didn't do any of those after that.
Yeah. I didn't do 13, 2, or 3. I didn't play 13, 2, or 3. And that's I haven't played any other Final Fantasy after that.
Okay.
I mean, unless you count the Tactics. I did play Tactics and Tactics Advance. I never played Tactics Advance 2 because I didn't have a Nintendo system.
Well, no time like the present. So.
Yeah, we got a backlog. We got a bunch of games and stuff and like stuff where.
Yeah, I want to run through all the Final Fantasies eventually and Dragon Quest.
It's weird though because some of the numbers got mixed up. I mean, they're fine now, but like
in America,
like
I think 2 was 4 and
3 was 6 or
they fixed it.
Yeah, it's good now. If you play all the remakes, they're in correct order, but the original ones, I don't know about those. Yeah, that's the Wild West of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But who's your favorite character from your respective games?
Some ones you played, or ones
I just meant like the 7 versus 8. So like, who's your favorite character in 8?
My favorite character would have to be. Let me think about this. I mean, I love Squall. I can't lie. I know he's a moody bastard, but
that's just Final Fantasy main characters.
Yes, the Gunblade.
My favorite character is also Squall, but that's because Squall has this real. Squall will be a good character in Gears of War. Because you know how Gears of War has this problem where you have these big, hulking, muscle gorillas. Yes. People assume that they don't have emotions, but these men are absolutely tortured. And they are so emotional, but they cannot show it. But they do talk about it amongst themselves. Squall is like that, but he doesn't have anyone to talk to.
Oh, okay.
Except for Cypher.
Surprisingly, the rival, right?
The only person he can talk
I like that. I've always been a fan of the anime tactic, like the you find out through battle. And I always love the rival, like the rival being your best friend, the person that understands you the most, even though you hate each other.
Boy.
As gay as it, I mean, that is gay.
Oh man,
no, I mean it is. It's always slightly homoerotic. It always is.
It is. It's a little.
It's always Naruto and Sasuke, Goku and Vegeta. Like it's always there. Now it's Gojo and Gojo and Ghetto. Like it's always the slightly undertone.
I gotta say though. I love the way that Squall and Cypher actually hate each other.
Yeah, they do.
Like
legit.
That opening cutscene.
Yeah, when he literally cuts.
Still really good.
When he literally,
he literally
one of the best opening cutscenes of all time.
Especially for RPG too.
Because for the time period, the graphics were.
Kind of crazy. Crazy.
In Gunblade.
Gunblade.
Talk about a way to open up a game, though.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, they still had to live with each other.
Yeah. See each other walking
I did appreciate it that the two of them too. They took the definition of on site. Was literal. Like they were on site. Like it was literally like the two of them. It was like smoke on site.
Yeah.
And it's like I appreciate those. In each form of media, I appreciate those. I can't call them friendships, but because it's like these other people talking like, I'll fight you when I see you, and they're like, yeah, bro, you ain't gonna do nothing. They don't do nothing. I'm like, these on site people that are on site,
they went for face immediately. Hit it. They hit that shit. Left that shit is gonna be there forever.
Every time you look in the mirror, because
you wake up, and I love that too. Is you wake up in the morning, Swan looks in the mirror, he's like, yeah. Fuck him.
Least favorite.
Hot takes.
I didn't even say who my favorite character in Final Fantasy VII was.
Oh, well, we can say our favorites in 7 then.
I don't have one.
Damn. Favorite?
I don't have one. I mean, not even Cloud. They're all...
If I had to pick
all assholes.
I'm like only halfway through 7, the original, and I beat the remake, but I'm only halfway through 7 because
7 has surprisingly good writing. I love the writing in the OG 7. Yeah, I do.
I couldn't get it. Was I think I need to go back to it. Okay. It was just very confusing for me.
It is kind of confusing. I like 7 stories more than 8 because of the characters were older, I guess. Because me playing it as being older. Because when you start 8, it just sounds... The characters are real childish. They just doing real petty shit to each other.
But they're
exactly, they are. And I'm saying it's nothing against them. It's just like with the time... Because I played all of them super late. So at the time, it was more enjoyable me to play 7 with more adults than like playing through kids. Because I had played Persona already, so I thought I'd seen the peak of teenage angst RPG. So like I just didn't want that.
Gotcha.
But I will say, in the remake, I gotta give it to Cloud.
What?
He is such a dick. Like, he takes Surly and he makes it hostile.
Yeah.
He isn't just a bitch. He can actually back that shit up.
Yeah, he's good.
That makes it...
I'm going Barrett. I'm sorry if I have to. Barrett.
Barrett's fine.
I mean,
Barrett is perfect.
Is he? Can we say no? Okay, y'all know what I mean.
If
though
we weren't recording,
he's one of us. He's one of us.
Drop
you can see it. Yeah, you already know what I was about to say.
My nigga Barrett.
Yep, exactly.
I'll tell you what it is. Because he came in talking
Yes.
That's why I like Barrett and I like Cloud.
He's all about the earth.
Cloud does not let Barrett get away with that shit, and Barrett does not let Cloud get away with that shit.
Yes, true. Yeah.
They're like Cypher and Squall.
Yeah, literally.
I love that, and they do the writing so well.
Yeah, very well.
But I think it encapsulates mercenaries well. Though it's like, I hate you, but I know you're good at the task I need you to do for this job.
Yeah.
And I know we about to get this money together.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, if you do something else, do one more fucking thing.
That's literally
Yeah.
I literally have a gun here.
That's the same energy. The exact energy.
Yes.
Yep.
Loved it.
His least favorite character in 8, Renoa didn't really have a presence.
Oh,
same.
okay.
She's I'm sorry. Easily her. Easily Renoa.
I barely remember.
I'm about to say
she was never part of my main squad. And I played that game several times. Never added her into my squad. Her stats trash. Even when you equipped her with all the good magic.
That was the one in the yellow?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's Sophie. She's actually really. She is peak. Her limit break. What is it? Let me know. What is it?
Is her slots? Hers is
the ones with the slots when it's like random, but it's kind of random.
It's not random. It's random until you know how to fix
until you really learn it. Yeah, it's you know how to break the game at the when you play it for so much you get. But her stuff. Mwah, oh my god, I love her. She has like some good. Yeah.
Good shite.
Good lines.
Zell too. He's just generic anime.
You know what Zell didn't do for me? Tifa was so much. She did everything Zell did better. That Zell existing made him a worse character by default. It wasn't his fault. It's just
Tifa
like you
existing made him worse.
Yeah, because Tifa came first. So like making Zell was just like you just made Tifa but worse in every way.
Yeah.
He was breakable.
Yeah,
you know how to break him.
His shit's broken. But I mean, as a character, he's just
as character design.
I'm cool. I'm in an anime.
Yeah, like literally, that's what he is. Like
we can do this.
Yes, that's the guy.
Shut the fuck up.
Like exactly. I mean, you could really call him the whole time.
Not the grown.
He literally holds Zell the whole time, and he just couldn't even do nothing about it.
You know,
it's so good. It's so good.
Kind of looks and acts like Cypher's little brother.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, it's a wrinkle, a little theory craft.
Actually, there is a spoiler later in the game that you find out that the characters are connected, not by blood, but something similar. So he kind of was Cypher's little brother, and so was Squall. Because I think Cypher was a year older.
Yeah, he was older.
And I mean, that's the reason why they didn't like each other.
That came out 20 years ago.
They grew up in the same orphanage, but using summon materia makes you lose your memories, so they forgot about it. And even when they were young, Squall and Cypher did not like each other.
Nope, did not like each other.
See,
like their personalities kind of remain the same.
Because they were on site. Lost their memories and they were still on the site. So I mean, it was in their DNA. Like they knew it was a blood feud.
I just don't like you. Like some people you just don't like, and
it's okay.
And it's
okay. It's okay.
And it's okay.
If you don't like me and I don't like you, that's fine. Just live your life over there. It's fine.
You want it? I got it for you.
They're E for everyone, but you know what I'm saying. We don't need to go there. You can be civil,
but.
That may have been my problem with 8. I actually didn't like any of the characters, but Squall, Cypher, and Selphie. I guess something about the letter S.
Triple S.
No, I can agree with that because that kind of put me off. The two things that put me off for 8 were were that and the I felt the gameplay was slower than 7.
Oh, it's absolutely
and that's what I literally played 8 like a week or two right after 7, and it's like I was expecting that same fast pace.
Sorry.
But that's why I like 9. But that's why I like 9 so much though, because 9 had this very similar fast paced game style, play style as 7 did.
I had a couple of years in between to forget about how awesome 7 was.
Shots!
Wow! Wow!
But you know, that being said though, like I want to know how I would feel about 8 now, like going back to it, like understand, like being just more mature about.
They've actually in the remaster editions they've added a few little things too, like to help you skip and speed up the gameplay.
Oh,
like you can skip certain battles because it's like I guess the battles are scaled to your level.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the problem.
Yeah, and they've switched a couple of the things to help kind of speed that up.
Yeah.
Because that part. I mean, but the thing about me, I'm a RPG. Love RPGs, so I don't mind the grinding. I love grinding actually. Sometimes, like it's like if you're not like that type of person and stuff, if you just kind of want that quick set, then 8 is not for you. And and I love, and I'm getting into roguelike games. So
okay, because I mean, it's a different type of game. it's a different. It's just tend to grind a different way. I like games that craft the grinding so you don't know that you're grinding.
Yeah,
that's the games that like where like from point A to point B. Like if you just did like maybe one or two side quests, did the main quest, and like go off the beaten path a little bit, you can still reach. You can be a little bit over level for the next part. Like, you can be kind of comparable where you need to be. Like, I just don't like the fact, like, when I have to stop.
Yeah.
When I have to stop playing the game to grind, that's what I like. I don't mind giving me fun stuff to do. Like, fun, like, actual fun side quests. Not like, go pick up the flower, but like, this is a mystic enemy we haven't found it.
Like 16. Go pick up the flower. You're good. Oh my God, I hate that. But you're not gonna like 16. But, with my appreciation for RPG, I love, see, the thing about me, I like just going the complete wrong way. So, I'm the person that's going, we're always running to the boss that you're not supposed to be at
that's
level
why
15.
That's why you like 12.
Yes. I'm going to be there and I'm going to get smacked out and be like, why can't I beat you? And then get mad. No, I'm coming back for you. Like, literally, I love just that. I love the open feel of 8-2 because you can go very early on in the game off the beaten path. You don't have to go straight to everywhere they say to go. You can run through the little forest and keep going. Like it's like caves and shit that you can run into. And
the areas are kind of big too for what they. And I'm not saying compared to the 7, but like it was more.
You land on.
Yeah, depending on the island you land on. Marbles.
Close to heaven, close to
hell. Marbles. If you know anything about the marble, man,
that was fun.
Oh man, bad breath.
Man, the Marlboros.
Yes. Yeah. Bad breath.
Any Final Fantasy game you've experienced, you've dealt with the Marlboros.
If you played,
the only time that I really loved them though was Tactics Advance because you can get bad breath if you had a what was the skill? The blue mage. Yeah, the Freya's right. The bunny chicks. What's their Vieira's? Freya was a bunny chicken name.
What about 12? Was it? Someone Fran?
Fran.
Oh,
Fran.
No, not Freya.
Fran was a Vieira in 12.
12. She was in 12.
Vieira are bunny chicks. Freya was a rat chick.
Yes, you're right.
Yes. Oh, he's talking about Freya. I'm like,
I was saying Freya, thinking Fran.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. No. Yeah. Oh yeah. Their whole village. Never mind.
No, 12.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're all right.
Yeah, they'll be just fine.
They'll be cool,
it's a fun
right?
Game. Happiness, Final Fantasy. Absolutely. So
I would like to play through the Final Fantasy 12 international version because I just heard so much about that. I mean, 12 was considered 10 out of 10, and then they said that the international version completely scrapped the sphere grid and gave like a dedicated job classes to all the characters, and they said that made it even better.
Yeah, like structure.
Wow. Yeah, because it did what 10 did essentially. Like it took you from being like randomly on there, and they like went back to what Final Fantasy's root and like giving you pretty much giving you a character. Like you're supposed to use the sword. Like these are all the sword stats and attack and defense buffs and stuff. Like they just made it more. They just went from like you can play each character however you want into like the more typical Final Fantasy, like towards a weapon or two.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Dragon Quest does that entire thing better than Final Fantasy ever has, though, for the specific fact that like they tailor it. Dragon Quest always tailors it to each one of their main characters has like 2 or 3 weapons that they're really good at. Yeah. So you still have some differentiality in like what you can do, whereas Final Fantasy, typically you only get the one weapon, which whatever, like you get that is their weapon, the character's weapon. So like it makes sense. So it's not necessarily bad, but I like the option with Dragon Quest and how you can do that.
Yeah, I like 12 though. I really thoroughly enjoy 12, and I know 12 got a lot of.
Much as you like 12 is exactly how much I hate 12.
Wow,
I know why now. With this conversation, I know why we ended up liking 12 because it's like. If you don't mind grinding, it's a great game.
Yes.
My opinion on 12 is that they shouldn't have hid the sphere grid. You should have just been able to see everything.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. So you know what you're getting.
Because you can't like respec
Imagine if the 10 sphere grid was invisible and you could only see what was right next to you. What the?
No, because I planned. I planned what I did. I was like, all right, I got a couple attacks here, and I know I got a boss coming up. I was like, all right, I'm gonna not grind, but like play a little bit, try to get this way to get this attack, or go that way and get that attack. But it's like,
I save scummed, and I think everybody has the exact same grid, right? Exact same placement.
Well, no, it depends on the class, right, that you're in. Or
you start everything's the same grid. You just start different spots.
So I use everybody else to figure out what everything else was.
Yeah.
So
cool. Why I never thought about that. Look at me.
This is 10.
No, that's
12.
Yeah. With the whole checkerboard, like everyone's on the same checkerboard. Like you start here, or whatever.
Yeah. And eventually you can, everybody can do everything.
Everybody can do everything, but you kind of, is more, you should specialize it to that if you don't want to waste your...
I had 2 squads. It was like the close range squad and the gun squad. That was how
that was your... I had like an archer... a sword, and then you have the...
I'm weird. My RPG teams have to be balanced. Like I can't go heavy one way or the other. So like when I always have like an attacker, a healer, a support, and then like I have like a mid range always.
I'm so boring. I'm sorry. I had everyone get cure as quick as I could, and then everyone else just use spears.
Fair.
All spears.
That's good. That's fair.
Well, I think spears were the best weapon.
I mean,
they didn't use them like you use spears. But
that's not how you spear. That's how you hammer.
That's literally supposed to be an axe. Like, why are we? Why am I using my spear like an axe?
They use their spear like Keelik.
They do. But no, the reason I hated 12 was the same reason I hated KOTOR.
Because it's fake. It's not action and it's not a complete RPG.
It's like give me one or the other.
Gotcha.
In StarCraft, there's a word for that. It's called micro. It refers to moving individual units on your board in order to basically, to do this. Games where you're not supposed to be able to do that. Final Fantasy XII just doesn't let you do that. It'll just let that T-Rex bite you from down there.
Down the street. That was the moment I stopped playing 12. It was the dog.
It really didn't make.
It was the wolf in there. And it's like, all right, you link with the enemy or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I was moving myself out. I'm like, why am I still taking damage?
It really.
Then I hit it, and I was like, he was over there. My attack was just like, and I was like,
he was probably like, ugh.
I did. I was like, ugh. Well, then another thing too is
how's that PowerPoint gameplay going?
Terrible. What was even worse because like Final Fantasy XII story is just a rehashed version of Final Fantasy IX story, almost to the exact T. The same story beats, the same character classes and everything. Like the intro character, you have Zidane, right? Who is pretty much the same. He's a little monkey boy with a tail, and he kidnaps the princess.
Yeah.
That's exactly how 12 starts off.
But we had the best character ever. So we had Van. We started off with Van.
Van.
Yeah, he was like a lad, but not as cool.
Right?
Because Zidane did what he did already. Zidane did everything Van did was cooler. Zidane is by far the worst main character in Final Fantasy history.
You said Zidane? You meant Van, right?
You meant Van.
Van is.
Hold on, you can't.
Well, he's technically not even really a main character, is he? Because all of them can be the main character.
No, Van is the main character.
You can swap it. You can take him out.
He's sort of like there.
No, he's the main character. Everyone else accepted the fact that he's there. We told ourselves he's there. They presented to us as the main character. We said no. But he is the main character.
I know why he's there.
I mean, but
because they didn't know how to write that story, and it was bad.
No, they wanted an audience surrogate, and they didn't know how to really do it. So even the writer ended up admitting like he didn't know how to do it.
Wow.
Titus did it pretty well, where he was an observer for someone else's tragedy.
Yeah.
Until that tragedy kind of flipped. You haven't beaten Ting?
No, I have not. No.
Yeah, Ting is real weird at the end. It goes from like a grounded story to esoterical, etherical weirdness.
They all do that. That's what Final Fantasy is about. I feel like but all of them go from okay, it's sadness, and we got like kind of a little realism to it. Then it's all of a sudden it's
10 takes
this magical god that just came and is really trying to disrupt
10
the world.
10 doesn't do a good job of leading you to that path, though. Like I feel like the other Final Fantasies, they lead you to that path better.
It's funny. All the other Final Fantasies always have some huge chunk missing that they weren't quite able to put in. Mm-hmm. But they work around it to sort of like hide it from you until eventually they start making the sequels, and the sequels go way too in depth.
Yeah.
10 did that. Yeah. But I think the story was really good. It's just
I liked it, yeah.
Half
it was a good twist.
10-2.
Yeah. In 10-2, by far, it's probably one of my favorite gameplays for Final Fantasy. Mm-hmm. But by the story, I want to smash my head against a wall.
Wow.
I actually like the non Charlie's Angels part of the story.
The non Charlie's Angels.
But like when you're fighting against the loser squad and you're trying to save the puppies and doing concerts. I didn't like that part.
They went real deep into like the whole Charlie's Angel like girl power thing. Instead of trying to just make them characters that happen to be female, they needed to be girls.
They like girly girls, like the top of the we are.
Well, and it's stupid too because so you get you seen Yuna and Riku. Mm-hmm. And because you played enough of 10, you remember, okay. When other character Pain, she's supposed to be like the bad bitch. She's supposed to be like I don't do the girly stuff, whatever. Mm-hmm. But then like they make her do all the girly stuff in the cutscenes, and it's just like you kind of defeated the purpose of this character by making her, because it's not like throughout the game. Yeah. It's not like throughout the game she like eventually like goes up to it or does like a thumbs up or whatever. Like they make her do the dances and stuff. And I was like, more realistic as a character for her would have made more sense. They would have been doing dances. She would have just been like do a thumbs up or maybe do like a little wiggle because it seemed like it would have been more thematic as her character. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's just like kind of some of that stuff is just like. Yeah. I get it. You wanted to make a girl. You're trying to draw girls into gaming and everything, but it's just like this was not the.
It wasn't it. It really wasn't it.
Not the way to do it.
But that's how. I mean, I think that's why they tried to make Lightning the way she was in 13. They try to, offset the. Y'all complain about these girls.
So hot take.
So now we're gonna go this.
Hot take about that though is Final Fantasy X is like for Yuna character when she came out, she was the most polarizing character because in the eastern part of the world, Yuna was best girl, but in the western part of the world, Yuna was like one of the most hated Final Fantasy characters ever. And they found out it was based on like how we perceive women. It's like in Eastern women, they perceive women, they want women to be more modest, more soft spoken, like how Yuna was as a character. They think that's the ideal woman. But in the West, we expect the woman to be like more spoken, more outgoing, more whatever. So like everyone in the West hated her. So it was a very interesting character. Then they made a switch because 13 was supposed to be more for a Western audience. And that's why they made that drastic switch for her to be like that.
At the time,
I wasn't wrong. I wasn't.
We wasn't talking about
Western 10-2 switch.
Okay.
Oh, with
gun Yuna.
Yeah,
because we was in action.
Just give her a damn gun.
Just gave her.
Yeah,
Laura
they gave her the two pistols.
I actually did like. I'm gonna out myself. I actually did like 10-2 Yuna when she actually had a spine.
Yeah,
and was able to tell people to just basically fuck off. I'm like,
well, because her story was dope in that one because it was the story of a woman trying like finding her voice and like doing it, but like they just they did it.
It was dumb.
They did it over here.
Yeah, a little bit of like a.
They did it, but it was like it's over there. But like the dancing and trying to angel stuff, that's over here.
Yeah,
for her growth as a woman.
But yeah,
it's happening. But
I actually did like the story of Final Fantasy X-2. That was actually a very good tragedy. I mean, it was a tragedy that already happened, but it was a very good tragedy. And even Pain, as a character, when she first comes out, she seems pretty basic. Just bad bitch. Mm-hmm. And the only way to actually find out her actual story is the 100% the damn game and do that. You're supposed to find these crimson spheres that are in random places throughout each chapter. And if you miss one, it's gone forever for that playthrough.
Yeah, no back
game. No chapter select. You have to do everything. You have to go to every area in every chapter and complete everything
correctly. Yeah.
Correctly. I have all of them. I bought them like it was like a bundle deal for 10-2. So
get a guide.
Just get the guide.
Get the guide for 10-2. Get the guide for 10-2. Like the game, don't get me wrong, the game itself is fun, but it's just the old school stuff that they got, like just old gameplay stuff that's in there. That just
I don't even blame it on old gameplay stuff. It's just bad design.
Yeah.
Like
it's one of those.
Like less than 10% of players of 10-2 would have actually found out Pain's story and find out that she's actually a pretty cool character. Yeah. And well, find that shit out.
Yeah,
get that guy, man.
Yeah, I mean, but 9 has a fun thing too in it. You have to beat through the game to get this special sword to 100%. I was like, forget it. I gave up. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Was you have to like. You have to do it without changing weapons or something, or
no?
It's a time limit.
It's a time
11
limit.
hours.
12. Yep, it was like 12. You have to be at the certain spot before 12 hours, and it's like towards the end of the game. You have to be there.
Speed run that.
Yes, you have to speed run it to get this sword. That's not even that great. Like it's like I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Old school game.
I'm not.
Yeah, that's that. So I didn't do the sword, and I didn't fight Ozma.
I fought.
You beat Ozma?
Yeah, I beat him. Oh my god!
Better man than me.
I've beaten a lot of her.
Ozma was the only one I didn't beat out of the ones I played.
It is. I'm talking about. It's so much RNG based in that. I had to fight him like 30 times. No lie. Like I was going back, and then it's like still like you have to have like just the perfect. You have to do it because you have to try to guess what he's going to do next, and like try to get his attack running, but it's so random. You just don't know. Like
like having everyone at a different level. So the different deaths don't kill you.
They cannot. Yep, level 4, level 5. Anybody. So if there's a level 5 death, anybody with 5 at the end of their death instantly dies.
Bro, that is.
But if nobody is at a level 5, he triggers like meteor or some shit, or whatever, which was gonna kill everybody in one hit anyway. So it's like
I don't know if that fights work.
So you gotta have one person with at least level 5 so they can die, and then you gotta have you know what I'm saying. Then you gotta both for people get ready for meteor that's gonna come eventually, and then you got.
Damn.
Then you can't do attacks on them like regular attacks. At certain points, you gotta.
It's very specific. Yeah, I don't know if that one or the demon is worse from Nocturne or DDS.
Oh,
like
just you talking about the hero as the
fighting him or fighting. I don't know which one is worse because they're both up there like top 5. Like
it's not like that was worse because you literally can't beat it unless I guess that's the same for the Nocturne because if you don't got Pierce or whatever fuck then.
It's very specific order you need to do stuff in.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's a good.
Yeah, those are
fun super bosses.
I love.
They are super bosses for a reason.
They are. I love going to find those.
The Nion's so good too with all the characters. I love all the characters in 9, like the whole main character cast.
You know,
I do. I really do. Vivi, I love Vivi.
Vivi is my favorite.
Vivi and Steiner together, I love them. It's just like big beefy bro and little nerd. They just they just exist together.
Yeah,
there's a comic book about that right now. Jock and nerd.
I love Jock and nerd.
The category I'm thinking about is definitely is one.
No, we aren't talking about that.
Well, see, we got a wholesome, family-friendly podcast here.
What a degenerate.
Jock and nerd.
I would look it up. A manga. Just look up. Type in Jock and nerd.
I mean, I'm talking about the Instagram where like the comic book. It's a guy and a girl, and they have girlfriends, and they just do stuff. It's fun.
Are there 2 guys and the one you like?
Yeah, it's 2 guys. It's mostly it's weird because they go to this high school and it's all guys. Like most of the time. Like it's just nothing but guys in this world. It's like, geez, you never even see women most of the time. Like, do women even exist?
Do
like,
they need to in this you read?
Yeah, they may be kind of a hindrance in those.
They're keeping the world population up. I don't know.
Dang, I didn't go that.
I mean, why do you need sword and shield when you can just have 2 swords, right?
Alright, dual wielding, just clash sword fight.
You can have some sword fights. You know what I'm saying? You don't need shields, just swords.
Just smacking claymores against each other.
Yeah.
Sparks flying.
Yeah.
Sparks stop blowing.
Fun times.
Not for me. I don't want any of those times. Sounds like a bad time for me. I mean, for those that enjoy those times, more power to you. For me, though,
I love it. Oh, man. Good media. Oh yeah.
We knew we couldn't contain that.
Yeah, it was coming out eventually. Come on, you said Jock and nerd. Come on, it has to be.
It's to Final Fantasy or to not Final Fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, what are some of you guys' favorite RPGs that you play? Your favorite? Let's see if you can think of one.
Like favorite RPG, full stop. Is one of my favorite newest ones I played. I told them about is Dragon Quest XI. Like Dragon Quest VIII previously was probably my favorite Dragon Quest game that I played, but Dragon Quest XI because I think it does a very good job of blending modern RPG things with classic RPG. Like, it takes classic turn-based and brings it to a modern age. I think probably the best that I've seen. And it does something with the story where, like, you play through the story twice in the story, but it doesn't feel like you played through it twice.
I just started that too. My brother loved it.
Highly recommend it. Probably one of my favorite RPGs to drop. It is one of my favorite, might be my favorite RPG that I've played in the last 5 years. But with that being said, just so the internet doesn't kill me, I haven't played Persona 5 yet. And I have not played,
you will really enjoy 5.
I know I'm gonna love Persona 5. Like, it's probably the biggest RPG I haven't played yet. Persona 5 in Final Fantasy 15 or 16. Like, I do still plan on playing both of them. But with that being said, like, Dragon Quest XI is probably one of my favorite RPGs of all time. Nice. Right. In recent history,
Gameplay wise, my favorite turn-based RPG is still Final Fantasy X too.
It's so good. That gameplay is so good.
That maybe because I haven't played any of the Grandias, Breezy has sort of turned me onto that. He said, like, if you think that's good, you need to play a game that actually specializes in that sort of stuff. But my favorite RPG story experience was Fallout New Vegas and its DLCs. Like the whole silent protagonist type of story is usually kind of bland because you're just an observer. But in Fallout New Vegas, those stories go into your character's past, and it brings your character into the story. Someone eventually comes out gunning for you, and it really changes the way that you see it.
Okay, I like that one. Another honorable mention though, Blue Dragon. Blue Dragon.
Love Blue Dragon.
Very high regard. That was another.
That was very. I was so mad. My data got deleted on that one. I got the Ring of Death. Back in the day.
That happened. I lost my Lost Odyssey data. That's a good one, but I don't put that one up there. Blue Dragon for sure.
That was really good.
I like Lost Odyssey. Blue Dragon is definitely better.
I feel like Blue Dragon is like required reading for RPG makers. Like.
Yeah. Like, you can learn all the basics and from Blue Dragon what you need.
It's basically a TED Talk for RPGs.
Okay, I respect that.
Like, we made a lot of shitty RPG experiences over the past 30 years, and Blue Dragon is how we fixed all of them. And then they took Blue Dragon and they just like put it into all the rest of the Dragon Quest they made from then on, right? Well,
pretty much.
Yeah, because like a lot of those still tactics is the reason why I like Final Fantasy 11 so. I mean, Dragon Quest 11 so much. It's like,
Alright. Well, I think I already said mine was Mario RPG. Yeah, I have to. Mario RPG. Mario RPG is top. I know it could be nostalgia, but it really still holds up very well to this day. I've played it. Yeah, I've played that game so many times. So excited! I cannot wait. Getting it the first day it drops. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to playing. I'm good, and it looks good. It looks like I remember all of the things, and it looks like they followed the same as that game. It's going to be the same thing, just updated graphics.
Dope. That's what I gotta play.
So I'm looking forward to that music, man.
Yeah, that music.
Yeah.
Flames.
Absolutely.
Nice.
What you, Breezy?
Nice. For me, Dragon Quest 3, Pokemon Gold.
You throw the Pokemon.
Yep. Grandia Extreme and Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. That's my Mount Rushmore.
One of those is doo-doo. It's not just because I have to beat it on the Switch.
You get the perfect version of it though. Well, Barry's my question. Is it OG Gold or Hard Gold?
OG Gold. I haven't played Hard Gold.
I haven't played any of the remakes either.
I don't know if I want to. It's EVs in it. I hate EVs. Fair enough. Besides the EVs though, it takes everything else about the game and just turns it to 11.
Okay.
But I wholeheartedly understand the EVs. But it's worth the experience. I believe it's worth the experience. Because you get somebody the goods, having abilities on Pokemon and stuff. You get like all those added things that are cool added to the Gen 2 stuff. So I highly recommend I'm gonna taking a dip into it. But
if it wasn't $40 on the fucking shop, I would already have it. Right?
Still $40.
You try to find a physical copy of it?
Sheesh.
I get a physical copy of it.
Premium. Game's only 20 years old, right?
Yeah.
You want a physical copy? You better pay that $40 online.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Because when I bought my used copy for $40, that was like 5 years ago.
for $40.
That was like 5 years ago. Yeah. I need to have physical games. I won't buy anything digital unless that's the only way it comes, or unless it's horrendously overpriced. But it takes me so long to actually buy it digital that by that point it's not overpriced anymore because the value of it loops back around.
Man, I buy that joint digital, and in my mind, the moment I bought it digital, I have rights to it. So if I lose it digital, I'm gonna get it back digital for free, one way or another, because I already bought that shit.
I'm adding in for me Legend of the Dragoon. I'm sorry, like another one started. I feel like that gameplay was so unique. I feel like the timed hit system I really loved. The story, you know, it was like RPG story. I mean, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, but
that's why I was so excited about it. I wanted to remake it so bad because I didn't play it originally, and I really wanted every time they had a remake announced, I was like, yeah, run that, and they're like, nah, bruh.
They trick us every year on April Fools. Like, they literally, it's like a running gag on Facebook. That's true. Like, Legend of the Dragoon and that new remake announced. I'll be like, yeah, right. You know
what's going to be the worst part, though? Is that when it actually drops, it's going to actually be on shelves and people will be like, that shit fake. And just keep going. Yeah. The game going to sell horribly, get horrible. It's going to be like, no one bought this. And I'm like, wait, it was real this time?
Yeah, literally.
Did Mark tell you he pre-ordered it? The remake when they first announced it?
It was back when I was working at Fairlane. Yeah, they had the SKU for it in the system for the PS2.
What?
Yeah, that blew my mind. He just told me today.
Like, yeah, they had a SKU for it because I want to say it was around the time that like our GMs had went to a conference and they came back and they were like, because they do a conference every year and it's usually like a half-assed version of Comic-Con where they just kind of give the GMs updates on like games and stuff so we can kind of prepare for like pre-orders and blah 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 the rest of the year. And he was like, yeah, he's like, Legend of Dragoon's gonna remake, and my boss was a huge nerd too, so he was like, yeah, I'm super excited about it. So I did the transaction to pre-order his, and he did the transaction to pre-order mine. Then like, yeah, a couple months later they were just like, yeah, fuck yourself. Like a year or so, whenever it was a while. It was in there for a while.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just joking, folks. JK.
No.
Yeah, that was the worst.
Put this towards something else. You're not getting it back.
That's a hell of a Mount Rushmore too, though.
Yeah, I love Legend of Dragoon. That is, they dropped it on the PS5 recently.
4, 5. Oh, it was on the 5.
Yeah, something.
But it was so glitchy. But they did an update for it.
Oh, it was glitchy?
They said it was horribly glitchy.
Damn.
But they did an update on it. Okay. So they said it should be working out. I guess it was something to do with the Dragoons when you transform. It was like breaking the game for some reason. I don't know.
It's probably because they tried to just like straight port it and just some checkbox just wasn't checked the right way when they got moved over.
So they said they updated it, so it should be good.
All right.
Emulation.
Replay it.
Okay. Final thoughts. Everyone has to pick one RPG.
For a while.
One RPG.
Just to put above all the rest of them. Like one at the top.
All right.
One to rule them all.
Fear and Hunger.
We're going new. We're going old. What are we doing?
No, you're one. Time. You're one. All time. All the RPGs, your whole knowledge, your repertoire. One to rule them all.
Can you do a series or just one game?
Yeah. One game. Damn. One game. No explanation, no nothing. Just one game.
Okay. It's not going to be a Mount Rushmore game for me either. For me, this guy at 2. Yep.
Okay.
No. Makai Kingdom.
Okay.
Yep.
Gabby?
Okay.
Ooh.
You want to skip?
Skip me right now. Give me a second.
You got one?
No. I was actually serious when I said that.
But, okay. If that's your serious one, I'll go then. We'll call it there.
What did you say?
Fear and Hunger.
Oh, fair.
Fear and Hunger 2, Termina.
You can play that forever, honestly.
Yeah, you
can.
end
up doing it too.
Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. OG Tactics. Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah, because I didn't know what Tactics games were. And that just introduced me to a whole new world of awesome.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Tactics. OG Final Fantasy Tactics that's the one I'll put.
I'm torn, but I think I'm gonna have to go Persona 5.
Ooh.
All right.
I love Persona 5. I know, right? I was torn, but I loved I put 300 hours into that damn game.
Fair enough.
So obviously that for a game to keep me on it that long consistently. I'm talking about
fair enough.
Month straight playing that game almost every day, like that's before I had kids. but literally playing like to keep me that man.
And you can
that much time.
You can replay it also.
You can replay. Well, I wouldn't say replay is it's not a lot of replayability, but it's just a lot of game to do. So much to do. And then I'm just a perfectionist, so I will try to make the most of every day.
You do. I'm saying you do play most of the games you play, or damn near. Damn near.
I play a lot,
hundreds of hours.
Yes, hundreds of hours. So yeah.
I don't want to play Fear No Bro,
that's what I'm saying.
You got a roguelike with 14 main characters?
That shit ain't no roguelike. That shit just got random drops. It's different.
It's not
roguelike. Fancy words.
You die as much.
Shit ain't no roguelike.
Yeah, you definitely die
as much. Yeah, that's true. No, you die more. You die like a troll game.
Yes, because it is a troll game.
It's a troll game. What do you mean?
That's because you
it's
got
like
trolled.
a hamburger. No, it's a hamburger.
That's because you got trolled.
I've watched you get trolled. What do you mean?
You jumped in the hole. At least I had to get beat up first.
I got beat up first.
I got beat up in FFVIII last time.
What was that time the dude smashed you with a hammer? Or not a hammer. Was it the claw thing?
What is going on in this game?
Well, he didn't actually hit me. I actually won that fight. It's just that I lost my eyes in the... We can't talk about the other ones on the pod though, because some of those are
talking about the all white room.
The white room. Man, we can't talk about.
So what's the point of this game though? Like, are you just trying to survive, or
you got 4 different characters, and each of them are basically like, imagine being a peasant in Berserk.
Wow,
except that you have to go do some guts shit. You have to go do the shit that Guts is expected to do, but
you're like a
non-named character. Yeah. No, you're not even a side character. You're a non-named character.
Yeah. You're one of those ignorant peasants
that walk by and you just walk up and they just get smashed by one of people
without guts.
Yeah,
without guts.
Your NPC son.
Yes. No, you're NPC Coon because you're not a sign. Like no one cares about you. Or Chan. NPC Chan.
Nah, you're just NPC
1, 2, and 3, and 4.
Yeah, red shirt. Red shirt.
Yep.
I'm good.
That's it.
Oh no! It's fine. You got to play it.
No.
Yeah, everyone has to play it.
No, I'm not playing it.
Okay, everyone doesn't need to. You already played it.
He played it.
I did. That's where I died in. I died in the trailer. Not in the trailer. I died in the prologue.
Oh.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you can die in the.
Yep.
Before the
only
game
one character can. Only one character.
Yep.
But
that's a shit. You need to buff for your 100.
So you kill him, and then you do get to play as the other 3.
No, you go back to the main menu.
Yeah.
Yep.
If one character dies,
you are. Oh wait, if you.
Oh yeah,
die,
no, you play. Each of them have different stories.
Different
stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Persona.
Oh,
main character gone.
It's over. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now it makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah, but that's a rough play though.
Speaking of roguelike though, I was playing the game I was playing. It's like a card game. It's called Wild Frost. I don't know if you ever heard.
I've been watching that.
Oh my goodness!
I haven't seen or heard anything about it.
It's
tough.
like
it is tough. I finally beat the boss.
Cooler than Slay the Spire.
Yeah, it's a.
I
beat the boss, but then you gotta. It's a non-final. It's the secret boss, and then if you beat the boss without doing the secret, you have to beat your old deck.
Yes,
and they're stronger, like way more powered up.
Yes.
Oh, that's mean.
It's very mean because I am stuck now and I don't know what to do because I made this super powered deck and now. And it's super random, the cards you get, and it's like the path, like every time you load, it's going to be a different path.
It saves though? You get to save your progress?
Yeah, you save your progress, but if you die, like, I mean, it's kind of like, you can't go back.
Okay.
Anything like that.
Okay. You can save your progress. I can get down with it.
Yeah, try it. Okay. I recommend it. It's definitely,
that game's awesome.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Wild Frost.
Okay, I looked it up.
It's brutal, but it's got the cutest art.
Yeah, it's cute. It's a very cute game. They need to people were complaining about they need to rebalance it. I follow this one dude though. He's always kills it though. I'm like, and he taught me a lot of the little tricks and
What's his name?
Tricks and tips. Redomation. Can I?
Retro? Retromation?
Yeah.
Retromation.
Okay.
Yeah.
He does a lot of...
Yeah, we shout out people all the time, like other stuff we follow. Yeah, throw out love to whoever, whatever.
A lot of my roguelikes to Retromation.
Yeah, that's all he plays. Like, and he's like really
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it PS4 or PS5?
Steam.
No, Steam
So
far, I got it on Switch.
Sweet.
I got it on Switch.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Okay. Yeah, worth for checkout.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah. Shout out to him, and see how it goes.
Okay.
All right, everybody. That was episode 22. RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very interesting topic. We can probably make a million videos about RPGs.
Oh, hell yeah. We didn't even scratch the surface, bro, man.
Not even. Like, we kind of just went from here, but...
Yeah, you can go everywhere.
Next RPG conversation, Fear and Hunger versus Shin Megami. Which is the biggest dick? And why? Why is it Shin Megami?
And why is it?
Nocturne specifically. Okay, with that. May your pillow stay cold and your bed stay warm.
Stay perfect, chat.
All right.
Peace.
Bye. I don't know.
And it's alright.